Hey, everybody. It's the Chloe Sanctuary Live. Right,
Hello, everybody. Hello from Cecil, I guess. Hi, Cecil. Sweetie pie.
hello, Jocelyn. KK. That's
Brah,
it.
brah, 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 brah.
You haven't made enough wood today already? Good grief.
Not enough wood. Is that possible?
He's put several of them in that little pouchy area over there, and he's making a nest. Yeah, I thought I'd talk about psychological issues and how to deal with them today, because I noticed when I was sitting with Romeo, not last night, but the night before, that Bob was picking up a particular toy, banging it twice, sitting it back down, moving his head to the side, waiting a second, picking up that same toy, doing it again. Like, uh-oh, stereotypic behavior. So I talk about recognizing when your birds are having some issues and how to deal with them. So that's what we'll do once we're rolling. Hi there. Hi, Cecil. Oh, Cecil. A good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. This one too had needed more cuddling time. He just needed to be paid a little more attention to, didn't you? Didn't you? Yeah. And then Cause, I'm sitting there watching Cause, and she's doing. Usually, she just won't play with toys or anything, but she was turning her head a certain way, and then bending it down by her perch, and then lifting it up and doing her repair. I'm thinking, well, I've got to fix that, so I have a solution for that, but get them a little more entertainment. So hi, Eleanor. Hi, Amy. I should say hi,
Hello.
Bob. Hi, Calvin. Yeah, anyone in the United States, watch your darn food. I had Smith's grocery store, which is owned by Kroger, deliver some stuff. I needed to get some probiotics in me pretty bad because of the listeria I caught. They call it listeriosis. And I was talking to the lady who delivered the food, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I know all about that." I was talking about the 30 million pounds of beef that had to be thrown away, and I said, "I don't even know how many pounds of chicken, but I've seen most of the list on there is chicken." She goes, "Yeah, that's a huge problem with that." She goes, "And I had bought some packaged salad from Kroger," and she said, "I found out the next day. I'm glad I didn't eat it because I found out the next day that had all been recalled too for the same problem." So tisn't fun. So be careful what you eat. I would recommend, either way overcooking everything and not buying anything processed right now, or pressure cooking things, because with pressure cooking you can kill almost everything. It definitely kills listeria and salmonella and botulism. So Hi, Jim and Jamie. What are you doing down there, KK? Thought you were making a nest. You taking a break? Are you taking a break? Yeah.
I can hear wine.
He has a little whine too. Yeah. KK bird. KK. He sees something. What do you see? Hi. Hi. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good boy. And Cecil is a good boy. Cecil is a good boy. Sugar bird. Yeah, I don't think that the music I play for them is enough. I think they need something that's more entertaining. So I have an old TV set, and I used to have to go out to all the geek places to look things up. But I thought, what if I take the old TV set and I set it up with link it somehow to the other television so they're both playing the same video, and I could just use the same video speaker I use to do both rooms, and then that way Bob will have more entertainment, and everybody else in the room except for Sugar, who doesn't seem to need it, and Cecil could use it, but he's in a corner where he won't be able to see it. Those are the only two birds who won't be able to see it. And I tried to, being a geek, you usually geek it out. I said, oh, heck with it. I just asked Chat GPT and it told me what device I needed. And I'm going to try to get that set up today. I'm still moving pretty slow, but I think I can get that done today. The only other major thing I have to do is blow out, clean your cages, of course, but I've got to blow out the all the filters in the house today. You can't let them run too long or they'll get clogged. So, you having fun making gum and playing with it there, kid? So this way they can all watch TV. They can hear it, but usually I have music playing for them. I just said the heck with it and canceled the music subscription. And let them be able to hear and listen to movies. If I'm gone for a while, I can put on something like Amazon Freebie or whatever. I can't have that on when I'm in the house because I don't let salespeople in the house to heckle me about what I should buy. So it drives me crazy when I hear advertisements. I just, no, thank you.
Hmm.
That's like inviting the Fuller Brush man in your house to sell you, a vacuum or something. Um, Actually, it's much worse than that. The things they try to sell you. What are you doing down there? So when you've got a bird that's starting to act a little strange, you can tell that they'll just start repetitive motion. That's one thing. Or they'll sit, although some birds tend to do that. Cause tends to just always want to sit and watch. She doesn't tend to do much. Give her toys, she just ignores them. Try to play with her with toys, she won't do it. She spent 12 years in a spot where she was with another bird, and all she had to do was chew off the feathers of the other bird. So that was her only entertainment. Right, Cecil? Lucy. Hi, baby. So when you see something like repetitive motion, or they just sit there, or they start to scream a lot. Now with KK, if he starts screaming, it's because he's just chewed through another 3 foot of wood. I've never seen a bird chew quite as much as wood as he does. Cecil's good at it. Cecil can go through a foot, 2 foot in a day, but this guy here, he could chew through a whole 8 foot 2x4 in about an hour, given the opportunity and the desire to chew just a 2x4. He actually likes wood that's shaped in different shapes. He makes them into these, but don't you, boy? Or Cecil tends to make his into weapons. That should be good, Jocelyn. I hope when it's done, though, if you're cooking something in a crock pot, be sure to take one of those handheld thermometers and make sure that when you take it out, it's over 165 degrees. Because under that, it can contain, especially pork, anything under 165 you could be dealing with trichinosis, so, and other diseases as well. So all the pork in the United States, unless you're buying it off of the farm yourself, is going to be produced by one major producer. So, and they're definitely run by that company named Roy. Return on investment, and they're not thinking about your health when they're making that food for you. So, although now we will be getting some more good food from places like the Amish. They were in Pennsylvania. They tried to shut down one of the big Amish producers there with his own farm. He's been doing the farming. Their family's been doing farming for hundreds of years the same way, at least 100 years the same way. And they weren't letting him sell his food there. So that'll change.
Kick, 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 kick.
Kick,
Maybe
yeah.
we can do a little introducing round with the birds, since I've just spotted Jasmine has put herself again into timeout.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Jasmine into timeout. Sugar was yawning, and now she's preening.
There's that. Trying to get Snowball in the picture. Hey, Snowball.
Oh, there he is. Not even looking at the Moluccan ladies. Oh, Snowball, are you okay?
He's asleep.
Oh, what a sweetie. And there's our Lucy Goosey. Lovely Lucy Pretty Bird.
Pretty bird. Pretty bird.
Oh, she likes that spot. Let's do this.
She likes it pretty well. She defends it. She defends it. And Cecil making his own gum to play with his toy.
That's the fun thing. Lucy likes to sit in strategic positions where the other birds usually need to go somewhere and doesn't let them pause.
Yeah, if they could just fly, but Cecil doesn't.
That's the thing. They are actually birds, but somehow don't realize it.
Jazz will on occasion fly, but she prefers to walk around, so. I wish I could get more birds in here. I can do better outside. Today's a little cold for me. They could survive it. 60 degrees. Well, it's 59.
No, you're better take care and stay inside where it's warm and cozy so you can heal.
I had my first solid food, really. I had a few beans last night. But other than that, I haven't had any solid food for, 4 days? So. pretty bad when you live in a country you can't trust the food.
Yeah.
Papa spread it. Papa spread it. So when you get a bird doing what Bob was doing, like repeatedly picking up a single toy, banging it twice, dropping it, turning his head for a little bit, going back and doing it again, these stereotypics, or just sitting there hollow-eyed or screaming all the time, that means they're crying out because they have emotional distress. We know they have emotions, as Dr. Friedman, my first teacher in an ABA, said. We know they have emotions. We don't know what they are, but we know they have them. They're not human emotions by any means. I mean, they're not from the same evolution line we are, but when you see that, or they start to slow down. They don't play with their toys anymore. Um, some of these things are not as dramatic, but when you need to start adding things in their environment. A good thing is a television set. It's not going to be the best thing in the world for them, but at least it gives them something they can distract them from whatever repetitive actions they're getting into. Um, Try to rotate their toys. If you've got at the moment 5 toys for them, give them 2 toys one day, switch it out the next day, switch it out for the other toy, and then just keep rotating them so that they get some variety. Give them foot toys, put paper cups in there, put paper, wrap food in some of their special treats in a paper, or put it in a cup and just crush the cup at the top, these little paper cups. Give them something to get their attention, keep their attention. Of course, get them out. They need to be out. I have had people remark, "Well, why do you spend so much time with the birds, out like that? Why can't you do something?" Because you have to get them out. If you can imagine being locked in a room, and we're talking small rooms. I mean, the cage she's chosen to put herself in is small, but by my standards. But if they're in something like that for a long period of time, it's like being in a prison cell. So, not that some birds don't like their cages, they do, but Sugar used to be, when I would start to take the birds out, she'd be one of the first ones that wants out. Now she wants to stay in here longer, so I have to kind of rearrange who I handle. I can bring Pippa in with her in here, so if she's in here, doesn't want to leave, then I get Pippa and bring Pippa in, and Pippa doesn't bother her. Can't do that with Cause, though. Cause doesn't, she's just got a thing about going after other birds right now.
Oh, gosh. She's causing trouble.
Yes, Cause is the cause. She used to be the good cause, but now she's the bad cause.
Hmm. Maybe she
It's not,
needs to have a chat with Simone again once in a while.
yeah, it's not that she is bad. It's just that what she does is not good for everybody else. So
Hmm.
that's what I mean by bad cause. She's not. She's a good girl. She's sweet, but not with other birds right now. It's possible that if she wasn't on Haldol, I might put her on something else to um, a Paxil or something like that, to see if I can break this aggression. Usually Paxil is what they recommend for that. Valium. Valium she could take with her Haldol. I'd like to see her out more. And everything trying to get her to work with other birds, just she's like Bob. Bob can do it outside, but she can't. But as soon as she sees another bird, she perks up. I'm going to have to attack that bird. So 9 times out of 10, she's the one that gets hurt, though. She doesn't realize how big she is. She's not terribly big. She weighs about 430 grams average. Her and the two smallest birds. What you doing down there? What you doing? Yeah, they're not terribly busy right now, but finding something like TV to put in there where they can watch it while you're obviously have to be busy, getting them out enough every day. Um, and that can vary per bird. Some birds, you know, are fine with being out an hour a day, half hour a day. Bob's fine if he can get out a half hour a day. He's not fine if he doesn't get the half hour. You're going to be in trouble with him because he'll start self-destructing. So, um, but he's okay with a half hour if that's all I have. Um, he's just fine with it. He's just as long as he's shown affection and he gets to play for a half hour, he's okay. That wouldn't work for Sugar. She's got to be out for a couple hours. Jasmine needs to be out for at least an hour. 2 hours is better, and then she has to be held for at least 10 minutes, played with, and it's learning to watch their behavior to see what they need. It's not hard with Jasmine. I don't know if most people would understand it, but when I go to take her out, if she's not ready to leave yet, I mean, she'll almost look like she wants to rip my face off. Like, but it's really a look of shock, I think. Is what are you doing? We're not leaving yet. It's kind of the look on her face. Her wings go out, and her beak opens, and she stares at me. Okay, well, we need a little longer. But reading their you can't know their emotions, but you can read what kind of behavior they're doing to indicate that they're unhappy with the situation. So that the situation doesn't meet their needs rather than unhappy. The situation doesn't meet their needs. This one's a little harder to read, aren't you? Yeah, it's a little hard to read. Come on, you want my arm? No, you don't. You don't want my arm? So sometimes music helps. It wasn't doing that great a job for us, so I'm going to twin off the other TV today. Found a cheap stand on Amazon. I can put the TV on so I can roll it into a spot. I'm moving Cause. This will help her. I'm going to move her over between Mander and Romeo so she can watch the TV, but she'll also be between two other birds. So maybe she'll start to get used to the idea of being more social. Who knows? Neither of the other two birds are threatening. She's not doesn't feel threatened by Mander or Romeo. So we'll see. I've got to see if that causes any kind of emotional issues for the other two birds. I don't think so, but we got to see. What you look for in that situation would be if I put her over there and Romeo starts to stay on only one side of the cage, or starts to get to the side of the cage where Cause is, and they both start staring at each other. That's not terribly tough. You just put a partition up if that happens, but don't assume everything's going to be hunky dory. What are you doing up there, Lucy? What you doing? It's obvious I'm sleeping. Jasmine, are you waking up over there? Hi, Jazz. Stretching? Are we done napping? I've got a bunch of quiet birds today. We napping? Uh-oh, she's looks like she's going back to sleep. Just to stretch and go back to sleep. Your foot's going up. Yawn. Yawn. Hello, Leonie. Cecil might say hello to you now. How are you doing, Cecil? You gonna hit me with that? You haven't decided? The time to beat me with it yet? No? Not yet? Well, I saw that snowball. You waking up over there?
Oh, that's great. Snowball. Maybe he's
They've
going
been
to play frisbee.
they've been in here for a little while as I got them out earlier, so I'm surprised they didn't come out of it because usually I bring them in and they're pretty quiet. I brought them in and they were a little rowdy, and now they're sleepy. Jazzy Jazzbird. She says, I've got my foot up. Don't try to make me sing. You give me the oval eyes there. Uh-huh. How dare I try to get you to sing? Snowball? Snowball. I can probably get Sugar to come over at least. You want to come over, Sugar? That's the beak petting sign there. If you turn around a little bit, if you turn around, okay.
So we have a question by Leonie who wants to know who is your eldest bird? And I think we just probably seeing it. We don't know for sure because we don't know their ages,
No, we don't.
at least
Probably.
with most, but with Sugar, we think she probably is, yeah, a little older Moluccan lady.
Well, the people who had her said they got her from some people who had her for more than 10 years, and they had her for 12. And then we've had her for about the same, so she's probably the oldest, but it's hard to say. Um, don't have any idea how old Jazz is. And you can't tell by the way they act either. Hey, that is.
No, I think once Sugar was at the eye doctor, and the eye doctor said because of the way her eye condition is, she guessed her age to be in the 40s back then, so now 50s probably. But one never knows for sure, huh, Shuggy? You're a
No, it's
mystery, Shug.
always a guess with these guys because they go through many different hands, and people get a hold of them and say, "Oh, they're pretty. I can keep them in the cage. Take them out when I want to." It doesn't work like that. So they go from hand to hand, and then if they find somebody who keeps them for a while, they get old, and either they die, people die, or they hand them off because they're too old to take care of them anymore. In if I have this right, in Europe they have to be registered with a band and that kind of thing. In not all countries, but um, I know someone who's indulged. They got to be banded, and they know how old they are and their hatch dates and stuff. It would be good to know that. It would be helpful, but banding here is a useless process. And I don't like bans on birds because a lot of birds end up getting hurt by them. Most avian vets just say to remove them and keep them, but they get lost eventually. Most people will lose them. And the bans in the U.S. are meaningless anyway.
Hey, Shug.
They ought to ban the breeders right around the neck.
Oh, Shuggy, do you have any wrinkles and do you hide them under your feathers?
He doesn't have any wrinkles that I can see. No. Hi, Cecil. Yes, I'm petting Sugar. How you doing?
He looks pretty docile.
How you doing? Hey, boy. There you go. That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
So it looks like Jocelyn changed to Facebook, and we also have a chatter on Facebook. Bettina Tommaso Packard is saying good afternoon from Cranston, Rhode Island. Yeah, the greeting goes back. Good afternoon to you. Bettina says, I agree they should band the breeders around the neck.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad to see you have the same attitude I do. These guys don't need to be bred in captivity. It doesn't. It's not saving the species. That's the usual line we're given by those people. There was a woman who wrote a book about cockatoos. I don't respect her at all, but she died. But she was trying to get people to breed these guys. That was her last big push, to breed parrots in captivity for money. She said, "Oh, you can make a lot of money doing this." What's sad is the woman was seen to be fairly well respected, and she had no reason to be. She didn't have any academic training. She wasn't a biologist. She didn't take any classes in behaviorism. Nothing, no specific training in parrot psychology or physiology or anything. But what? What did you say? What did you say, Sugar? Now, look, you know what I said. Pet me. I can't pet you for more than about 5 minutes at a time. No. Because then it becomes another 5 minutes and another 5 minutes. Right? Right. And down here we have the two boys being friendly with each other, preening. No, watching to see the signs of psychological problems with parrots is not easy. It can be easily missed. Someone might think, "Oh, it's cute the way that bird is, just moving its beak back and forth across the bars." No, that's not cute. That's stereotypic behavior. It's a type of, it can be psychosis or not neurosis due to just being so bored. There is a wonderful poem in German, Der Panther. It's the panther, and it describes what it's like for an animal to be in a cage and to have lost its feeling for being alive. There is a good video of that with a great actor doing the bit in German with subtitles in English. Jürgen Prochnow does the video. He recites it on stage. It's a powerful poem. Short but powerful. I didn't mean to catch that on camera there, Sugar. She goes, "Well, I had to take a quick break." Yeah, if only it were that easy for us. Just walk over a second, go to the bathroom, and come right back. It doesn't work that way for us, does it?
So Leonie tells in chat that she has a sulfur-crested cockatoo with a bent beak and hardly no crest. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you can give him a happy life. I mean, our birds here in the sanctuary, most of them also have issues, and Don has to maintain it, but one can find ways that they can have a good life with the handicaps. Especially beak issues are common, right, Don?
Oh yeah, Yeah. Scissor
Oh,
beaks.
and it is a wild bird. Ah, understand. Yeah, even in the wild they can have some issues and do survive.
So Bettina, you are involved with a rescue, and you're bringing them in your home to help them. That's that's wonderful. There are so many birds out there that need help, and so few rescues. Thank you for working with a rescue. We did rescue
Yeah,
for a while,
thank
but
you for that.
we did
That's
rescue for
great.
we did rescue for a while. But you really have to have a big crew, especially when you're dealing with people who, they lie to you. You have to send out. You have to get when you're dealing with rescue. You have to have first make the phone call, and you have to interview them. Then you have to interview them face to face. Then you have to check out their homes, and then you introduce them to birds. You have to see that there's a simpatico between the birds. Plus, you have to know what they know too. You can't just hand somebody a bird because they think, oh, I want this kind of bird because they're pretty. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, what kind of personality are you looking for? How much time do you have to give? It's tough. Rescues have a tough time. I know we didn't. We got a few into good homes, but it was tough. A lot of people just want to get a bird cheap. That's why they go to a rescue to get one. So I want to adopt a bird. Yeah, you want to get one for less money, right? But do you have the right size cage? It's going to cost you about for this bird about $1,000 to buy that cage. Oh, I don't want to spend that much money. Well, then if you can't do that, you can't do the veterinary either. So unfortunately, to have a bird and do it well, a big bird, you have to have some money. And even with a smaller bird, cockatiel, if it's still $300 to do the blood work. So, which only needs to be done about every 5 years, unless there's another problem, according to Dr. Jenkins. That's not me saying it. A lot of avian vets, though, will talk about doing it every year, but Jenkins doesn't recommend that. That's not blood loss is not a good thing for them, so he doesn't think it's necessary unless you see a sign. If you can tell the signs, if you watch their poop to make sure their poop is normal, um, you make sure their weight, weigh them so you know that their weight isn't going down. Going up is the thing too. You got a female, their weight's going up, they're producing an egg. So egg production, is it too much egg production? Are the shells solid? Is the bird only producing 2 eggs a year, or is it trying to produce an egg every month? I mean, there's a whole bunch going on there. But thank you for doing that work.
Ah, Shuggy, are you chewing the perch you are sitting on? Again.
Well, of course, that's why I put the perches on, so she has something to chew. Right?
Such a playful shuk bird.
She appreciated it as soon as I put a new piece of wood up there. She started chewing it, so. Yeah, and Leonie, thanks for making that life commitment to help that bird. So, yeah, I'm often told how you're such a patient man. Yeah, well, I learned that from being with birds. I was not patient before. I have a memory condition that makes it so I can't remember yesterday. I can remember details, technical details easily, but I don't remember actually what happened yesterday, what people look like, or anything like that till I see them. But being with this guy has helped me through the rush to get everything done now, which is what happens when you don't really remember yesterday. You try to do everything in one day. I used to get terribly frustrated if I had a project that had to be done and I couldn't get it done that day. But now I've got a TV set sitting on the floor and wiring, getting ready to rewire everything. And I've had it there since yesterday. So that's good. These guys taught me patience, didn't you? Didn't you? To observe and learn. You can eat my finger? Okay. Is it tasty? Oh, is it tasty? Oh, not that tasty. Okay. Okay. I have a question as far as Leonia, as far as the bent beak, do you mean it's scissor beak? It's where the top and the bottom don't come together, or they off at an angle?
Yeah, it's always also difficult when the animal is wild. This is also like you have to obey to certain rules in your country. So I just know the ones from Germany. So, and as we have no wild cockatoos in Germany yet, I guess she's certainly somewhere else. So Leonie says she agrees what you said, Dawn. Yes, at an angle.
Scissor beak. The only thing that can be done for scissor beak that I am aware of is dremeling it, so that you can. What you try to do is to reform the beak. I have to do it with KK. Reform it every week or two with a Dremel, and you need professional ability to do that. Generally, that's a veterinarian. I have been trained to do it by a veterinarian, so. And
Like
with
Cecil?
him, that's Cecil there. KK has the scissor beak. Hi, Cecil. And if you don't do it, I mean, it can get to the point where they can't eat. So depends on the actual how bad it is and how far it goes from side to side. Wild birds rarely have that problem, but it can happen. Usually, it's caused in captivity by breeders feeding, force feeding birds from the same side of the beak through the weaning period, and it causes the beak to misalign. And once that happens, then as far as I know, it can't be fixed. There may be somebody out there with a fix, but I haven't heard of it. If anyone knows of that, I'd like to hear about it. But not that I can do much to get to a veterinarian with a skill to do some complex surgery like that. I have to drive 400 miles. So, what are you doing down there? Hmm? Are you playing down there? As long as you don't go down there. I don't mind if you don't play there, but just don't go climbing under the couch, okay? It's not really a couch. It's two chairs that are made into a couch. But so, observing these psychological problems is you just have to learn to watch and see their reactions and figure it out. I mean, I can look at Jasmine when she's in her cage, and I can tell by where she is in the cage, the position of her feathers, and the way she's looking at me, what she wants. In some cases, it will be, I want out now, or I want, where is my food? There are a lot of different things that she does, but each bird's different because they weren't in a flock. So they have different responses. They've learned some responses from each other too. So they have some commonality between some of them. You're gonna hide back there all day, Snowball? Usually he's down playing with his frisbees or something, but not today. And so if you learn what their norms are, if you start to see a change, then you can try to figure out what you can do. Add new toys, get them out in different places. You're going to some place like Home Depot, put a aviator harness on them, take them with you. Just occasionally get them out of the house, take them on a walk in a harness, of course. I learned from Dr. Jenkins how to hold their feet so you could, if I have to walk them out of the house into the aviary, they can't get away. But when you walk them, there's the thing there. You have to be sure if they get scared and they're trying to protect you and they bite you, you don't let go. That is extremely important. No matter how much you're bleeding, you can't let go because you can't let them fly away. Now, if they can't fly, it's not so bad. But if they're flighted, which these guys, almost all of them are, Romeo can't fly because of what they did to his wings. So, yeah, that's true, Eleanor. They're all flighted if they're scared enough, with the exception of Romeo. He doesn't have 4 of his flight feathers. He's flighted to the ground at about an 80-degree angle, whoa, straight to the ground. He has just enough lift to keep him from hitting hard. But if he was outside and there were 25-mile-an-hour winds, yeah, he's flighted, sure. Yeah, and it takes a little while with the aviator harness to get used to it. But the only one, let me see. Jasmine isn't trained into an aviator right now, but I don't think I have any trouble with her. She's pretty good about responding to me. KK hasn't been in an aviator that I know of. Everybody else has here.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes. Kick, kick, kick. You recognize that there's a problem, and then you just try to keep doing things till it goes away. First thing I did with Bob is make a kind of strange toy, a little bit different than anything I usually make, and put it in his cage. And that got his attention. He started playing with it. Get him away from just lifting one toy and banging it twice, and then turning it, leaving it there and turning his head. Repetitive action is not good. You just have to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and watch the crazy people in there. You'll get the idea. All the actors in there playing crazy people, either repeating themselves or doing repetitive motions. There. How far down are you going to dig there, buddy?
That look.
Really intense. Cecil, are you having fun? You having fun, Cecil? Hmm? You trying to get my attention? Is that what it's all about? Is that what it's all about? He's whacking me with that stick. But not the way he usually does when he's playing, just more like pay attention to me kind of thing. Hi, baby. Hello. Hello, Cecil. Cecil's a good boy. Cecil's a good boy. Yeah, sometimes he'll have a toy and be running around. He's obviously having a good time. He's scaring the heck out of all the other birds, but he's having a good time. Other times he's got something to try to get my attention, and that's what he's doing now. Just wants my attention. Night, boy. Good bird.
Yeah, Don, the chat is debating if KK is rather digging to Australia or Indonesia.
Oh. Indonesia, probably. That's where his kin are. But I don't think they can, from what we know, I don't think it's possible for them to join another flock of their own species. I think they're pretty locked together. So, although that one joined the crows in Oceanside, California, but Fred, the sulfur crested, what you doing? What you doing? Get myself in trouble. Cecil wants me to concentrate on him, but I'm gonna switch to the back camera again. Here we go. What are you doing down there?
Yeah, let's meditatively watch KK chewing a piece of wood.
He's taking a break.
Cuddling the piece of wood, okay.
That seems to be his contemplative look. Are you trying to get my attention again? Is that why you're sticking me with that thing? Hi, KK. Jasmine's playing with that bell. All that's left of that toy is a bell sitting there, and she's playing with the bell. I don't let them have those kind of toys with the bells in them unless they're in an area where I can keep an eye on, like in here. Because if they take that little clapper out and they get their beak caught in that inside ring inside the bell, then that's not good. I've seen it happen once. Only once, but that was enough for me. Now, it depends on the bird, too. I mean, I gave electronic toys to people. She loved them, but she didn't tear them up. But give something like that to Cecil, he'd be eating the battery before you knew it. Are you going to beat me with that? Oh, Cecil's back into that mode. He's happy now, but he's back and forth, trying to do his cockatoo hypnosis. Are you falling? You okay? You okay? Want some help? Here. Well, I know. I'll fix it for you. Here. That better? You can't do much better than that. Hey, Cecil. Easy. He's going to fall again. You're going to fall again. So just keep an eye on them for their normal behavior, and then when you start to see something that doesn't quite fit, you're falling. I'll see if I can fix that in a minute. Well, the video's almost over. I don't know if I can fix it. Let me see if I can scoot that way. What are we going to do to fix that? Let's see. I don't have a way to make that stay. Cecil, I know you want all my attention. I know. I can see by the look on your face. I can see that. Well, that feels good. Well, it's getting a little warm in here. This is the warmest room in the house.
Lappies.
Hi. What? You want my attention? You do? Okay. Am I supposed to be looking at Cecil? Am I supposed to be looking at Cecil?
I think we're all supposed to be looking at Cecil.
Cecil Bird? Hi, Cecil. You're a good boy. Yeah.
Oh, look at these two boys. Oh my. Doing their heads together in the corner. Oh my gosh. These are good friends, these two. Silly friends.
I'm glad KK has a friend and KK, yeah. And Cecil needs one too. He has two best friends. He was best friends with Coco, and she died, and then he lost Peaches. So be sure to check out our merchandise, cups and shirts and Babalu underwear, Babalu boxers. Yeah, it's at our link tree where you can find out everything you probably don't need to know about Chloe's Sanctuary, but it's there. Right, Cecil?
So cute. It looks like they know the stream is over, so you have no time.
And Jasmine's waking up too, so that tells you something.
Oh my gosh, you are so smart, guys.
Well, thank you everybody for being here, and we appreciate having you with us. And I'm going to stay in here and play with the birds, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Amy and Eleanor, for your moderation and all your help.
Yeah, thank you for the live stream. Get better soon.
I'm trying, kiddo. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.